Okie dokie. That's it. Let me just get that focused a little bit. And there we go. Hello, hello. Megan Ball, you're first. Hi, girl. What you doing? And let me grab my other device here. Let's see. Getting your hair done. I love it. Thanks for inviting us to your hair appointment. Okie dokie. Let me just tweak a setting here. Hello, hello. If you're here, say hello, so we know you're with us. Okie dokie. Courtney's here. Hi, Courtney. Hi, PJ. How are you? I'm glad to see all of you tonight. And there we go. Got her set here. Hi, Evian. How are you? Hi, Keith. Keith's watching with us. That's surprising, right? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. Tonight's class. We've been waiting on these, haven't we? This is probably one of my most requested tutorials that I've been asked to do. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? Hi, Deborah. I know this is really, really pretty. And this is so easy to do. You're not going to believe how easy these backgrounds are. And you'll use this over and over and over and over and over again. I know you will. Now I have, while we're kind of waiting for people to join us here, I finished a set of nails early in the wee hours of the morning this morning, honey. When I get a special order, I always ask for a custom order. Do you mind if I make a replica set and put on my website? And pretty much everybody says, no, girl, go ahead. So this is the replica set because it's just as easy for me to make two sets at one time as it is for one set at a time. And this was this is the tie-dye garden set that I posted earlier today. I don't know if you saw this or not. Chrome, flowers, and then I have this little lady in there. Look at that intricate work. It's so hard to capture all of that in a photograph. I think these are really, really pretty. They're edgy. They're trendy and edgy, but they got a little bit of nostalgia to it as well. And then I did some of these in matte. It's a 24-piece set, actually. Yay, Alicia. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Sharon friends. How you doing? So these are already on my website. These are Russian almonds, you guys. Russian almond nails are hard to do. They're hard to sculpt. They are hard to paint just because of the angle of them, but they are long, obviously, lengthwise. And these are already on the website. These are the tie-dye garden. I forgot to link these so Keith could put that up. Girl, I can't hold them all. Aren't they pretty? Would you wear these? Maybe not this long, but would you wear this design? Any of my custom nails it can be made in any shape. Any shape, any length. Wouldn't these be cute on little shorties like I wear? Hi, Sunny. How are you? Hi, Jess. Hi, Megan. Jess says she would wear them. I know Jess would wear them. I know she would, girl. They're so pretty. I love how these turned out. So I'm getting ready to package these ones. I'll give you a little hint. when I do a custom order, if I ask if I can, put a set on my website too, I never sell the set. This set won't, if let's say, I don't know, let's say Jess ordered these, Jess wouldn't get this set. My original set stays on the website. It also stays as a tester set for me to be able to look at and see what I've done in there. Inside my little press-on nail case, I'll go through and I'll write down everything I used for this. So when I pull that particular case, it'll all be right there. So if Jess orders this set, Jess gets a fresh new set made for me each time. And I keep this master set kind of like a library in my inventory. I don't know. Does anybody else do press on nail business like that? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm going too far there, but I like to be able to keep my original set so I can have for reference and refer back to. If you don't, it is a good practice to do. And, you do have to make it a couple times if you're not selling, that original set. But this way, when I recreate that set, I'll get these flowers in exactly the same spot on the recreation as they are in the original set. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, Jess says she does too. I've got this one ready to go back on. This is one of those sets I keep selling out of on the website. Girl, you talk about long now. She's extreme long. Like, this is one of the sets that I can't keep in stock. Don't ask me why. I never thought this would have been that. But she is, girl. She is. And she's got some beautiful glitter nails with her. But look at the crystals on here. How pretty. I forget what this one's called. I know I have her on the website under the press-on nails. But these are the extreme long stilettos. Hi, Carrie. Who said this was one of your favorites? I missed that. That was Jess. She said these are one of her favorites. You need a second set soon? Yeah. Nicely finished. If you do press-ons, try to be sure you don't have lots of gunk up underneath there. That will prevent a good stick. Look at that purple glitter. How pretty. I did some of these in solid purple as well. These are extreme long stilettos though. Hi, Valerie. How you doing? The Russian almonds in comparison, I'll show you the length of the Russian almond in comparison of that. Quite a bit shorter. They're still long, but they're quite a bit shorter than these. And they have that beautiful edge on them. So yeah, I've been busy. It's been a busy week. It has been it's just been a busy week all the way around. Let's get these out of the way. Y'all doing okay? Are my buddies good? Everybody treating you right? They better be. I love Russian almonds too. I love those. I almost did the strawberry milkshake ones in Russian almond. Tired but good. I know we are a little tired too. I don't know if I've told you, but so my granny was my mom's mom that passed away. And we got home Friday from the funeral, and my mom had to be admitted to the hospital Saturday. So she's been there all week. They initially said a couple of days, but she has a severe infection in her leg from cellulitis that's almost up to her knee, maybe a little past her knee. So they've been doing like really, really high powered antibiotics all week. So we're hoping maybe tomorrow, but we don't know. She has to stay there until, obviously the infection was crazy out of control. So, if you're a prayer sayer, say a prayer for us. Her name is Linda. I know she would appreciate that. And Hillary was going down this afternoon to check on her as well. So I'll have an update from Hillary not too long from now. So anyway, that's been our week, and we know that some of you cannot access your classes on the app. If you've been with us long enough on the app, ding, ding, ding. Remember when we first got our first app about 3 years ago, and we didn't have Classroom Portal on the app then? It had to be accessed from the website. There is a reason for that. One company owns the app, and one company owns the student portal, and those two companies have to merge together. So that's what they're doing now. And they can't merge that together until the app is live. But that doesn't mean you don't have access to your student portal. You gotta old school it. Remember old school? We had to go to the web on a browser or on a laptop. If you don't know what a browser is, if you got an iPhone, it's Safari. If you have an Android, it's probably Google Chrome. So you just gonna have to go there to access your portal until they get the two integrated back together. Okay. Now we pretty much worked out all of the bugs, Alicia, as far as login and all of that. But if you weren't with us when the student portal first went into effect 3 years ago, you wouldn't even know it wasn't on the app. They had to do a lot of back end work to get those two merged and talking to each other. And child, we got a lot of classes over there on that app. So please be patient with us. I've gotten some not so nice messages. And look, trust me, we know it's a hassle, but I wouldn't speak to some people the way they speak to me or send messages to me. So we do ask for your patience as far as that goes. We are not trying to withhold any information, and it's not worth sending us any foul language over, okay? So let's play nice. Let's be nice, kids, all right? Here we go, Gigio. Here we go, Gigio. All right. These beautiful nails. We're going to start. Here's what's in the bundle tonight, and I have a 30% coupon for you guys. Here's what you're going to need to make this happen. You got to have this pink gemstone gel. This is pink diamond. I think this is a brand new one. I've not opened it yet. I will do that. You're going to need that. You are going to need infatuation and intrigue. This is a cat eye. Even though it doesn't look like she has a cat eye on there, that's what helps us get that misty look to it. And then you're going to need 4 watercolor bloom inks. Buttercup, floating petals, rose water, and midnight mist. And all these got to be shaken like redhead stepchild, honey. Show enough. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. You got to have all that. And then you're going to need a 7mm brush, which I went ahead and threw in that bundle. And then you've got to have your black whipped cream gel, which I also threw in the bundle. It's $188.50 retail, but your coupon code is Swirls, 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 all capital letters, and that's going to give you 30% off of this bundle. You're going to be, once you see this done in pink, you're going to be able to make this in blue and purple and just all the things. But the bundle is primarily focused on the pink tonight. I have a little background that I did in purple for y'all to see. And blue. Isn't that pretty? Okay, are we ready? Let's grab our X-Acto knife and take the top off of our pink diamond. Katie says, as someone who has built apps, let me tell you, it's not easy. I have the patience of a saint because I am well aware, and I send you all the patience in the world. Thank you, boo. Thank you, boo. My blood pressure been high this week, and I know that's why. I'm a people pleaser, so I'm trying to make sure that I get this right. And our app developers are in India. So while we're awake, they're sleeping. And while we sleep, they're awake. So when we're having conference calls with them, they have to get up in the middle of the night to help us. And they have been so good about doing this for us. So let's just be patient a little bit longer. And it's not like you have lost access to anything. Everything down to the T is working on the website. You just got to go to the old fashioned version of www.qlnailsupply.com. Everything is there. Your student portal is there. Everything, honey. Everything. And everything's almost transitioned over onto the app. Okay, so I'm going to move this to the side and we're going to grab a little gel brush here to put her on with. I love it too, Gina. And look, while they're integrating the portal, we've actually asked for a couple more upgrades. Yeah, Hillary's real good in that department, honey. We are actually asking that our shopping links be put back into Facebook if possible. They took those out with the new upgrade of the app. So we're asking, can they come back into Shopify, into YouTube? Like we could totally go live on Instagram if we wanted to. So we're just waiting to hear back from that. We can't hit them with too much at once because the student portal is priority. We want that up and, running soon as we can. So please be patient with us. Don't send us any messages. You go threaten to pull your business from us if I don't get it up and running quicker. We're doing the best we can, boo-boos. We doing it. All right, this looks really bubblegummy on your screen, and I'm sure it's because of all the studio and video lights I have running here. But this is like a medium kind of pink. Y'all see how thin I'm putting that on? Yeah, uber thin, and it doesn't even matter if it's streaky. Okay, so now we're going to cure that. That took a very little bit of paint. Go pop her in the light. Let's see here. Up next, let's grab us a magnet with our little cat eye. Look at this cat eye. This is infatuation and intrigue. You see that smokiness, but it's also got some gold in it. Yes, girl. You can't do this nail without it. Thank you, everybody, for your support. We greatly appreciate it. All right, now we're going to take this cat eye and we're going to go all over top with this. I got a fuzzy. Ooh. And this is what tones that pink down to make it that mauve, rusty mauvey color. Are y'all seeing that? See there? And look here. We can't use that pink straight out of the jar. We got to tone her down a little bit. This collection is from Hillary could tell us right away. It's the one that's the topic or the feature photo in the VIP group right now. Now you don't want to cat eye this too much. Keep this magnet way far away. This has Maid of Mystery in it, Tea Time Traveler. And so all we're doing is just pushing that cat eye into the middle ever so slightly. That's about all we want right there. And let's cure. These cat eyes are beautiful in this collection. This is HEMA-free also. It's a good way to try the HEMA-free gel polish if you haven't used it in the bundle. And we're just going to let that cure. We're going to put the top back on here. You need this pigmentation in here. Why can't you use gel polish, Miss Tracy? You could, but gel polish is much thicker. than what this is. And because we have right many layers going on here, I try to keep it thin wherever I can. Also, I didn't use this in the original, but I would really like to use a little bit of this hybrid moon dust. Girl, they all have a different halo to them: pink, green, purple, and blue. This is not chrome powder. It's not candy chrome. It's not pigment powder. It has a little bit of all of that in it. Look here. Oh, should we try it? Should we put just a little of this in it? That way we'll have one with and one without. Yeah, we're going to. We're going to. These are almost gone, you guys. This is the Marry Me Under the Moonlight set of 4. These dropped a couple weeks ago. All right, now look at our background. Even though we're going to matte this, you don't have to matte yours. I'm going to do mine just like the sample because I like the shininess of the black against the matte of the background. All right, let me shake my watercolor bloom inks. Now don't get these, don't go crazy on these, ladies. Let me shake out from under the camera. I'm going to shake my camera and everything. If you put too much of this on, it's going to completely cover up that cat eye, and you want a little bit of that show. Otherwise, you get too opaque on there. This one is white, but not white. It's a white, but it has a little silver metallic to it. Can you see those metallic particles moving around there? Marry Me Under the Moonlight. No, I've swatched these on the photograph down at the bottom of your screen over white and black. These look really good over stamping. We're talking about these powders. If you stamp something with a sticky stamping polish, or if you stamp it with one of our one-stroke paints, these will stick to your stamp. It's very, very pretty. All right, we're going to go with white. This one has gold in it. If you're going to do the blue one, I would suggest you use the white one in it. I'm just going to loosen the tops on all of these. Watercolor bloom inks have to sit into a wet layer. They're going to go in Ladybug Luster, brand new bottle. I love it when I open a new bottle. Super thin layer. Have your little acetone nearby in case you need that to manipulate these inks with. A little bit there, a little bit here. Now go with just a tiny touch of this, not much. Notice I dried that brush off a whole lot. A dot, a dot, a dot. And now go with our gold. Here. And I kind of just drop that down in between the other colors. And it'll start breaking that apart. If it has broken apart in like bigger sections like mine, take you a little bit of acetone, a 00 brush, and tap. Tap, 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 tap. And that's it. When you get it where you like it, you're going to cure it. Oh, girl, look here. In the lamp we go. I know, Stephanie, it's beautiful. It's exquisite. Just make sure your base, whatever you're using for your base, has to be a nice pigmented gel paint. And we have these in 12 colors. The light blue one that I showed you guys, I just mixed a little bit of blue and a little bit of white together. You know, you can add white to anything. And I didn't put any gold in that one. I used the white one in that one. Very, very pretty. Let's do one more because I really need a set of 2 of these to kind of get my design going here. So if you missed it in the beginning, here we go, GGO. Obviously, you would already have an enhancement on a natural nail or a base coat of some sort. If you're working on a press-on nail, you would need that nail to be prepped, and you would need a base coat on that as well. So we're going to go with that pink diamond gel paint with a 30% off code on the bundle tonight. See what a tiny amount I have on my brush? You're going to lay that brush down flat, you know, to pull that paint out. I have found that many American nail techs use too much product. We can back off on the amount of product we're using, especially on something like this where we've got to layer. All right, there's our pink base. She's a little streaky because I'm using such a thin, tiny amount of that. You're sadly one of those. Well, I would love to see you try this one, Jamie. And look, if you can't paint hand-painted details like I've got on here, don't stress over that. Put you a stamp over this background. Put you we've got black lacy foils that are absolutely to die for. Put you a lacy foil on it. What else could you put on top of here? Help me out, nail techs. What, if we're not hand painters, let's help our non-hand painters out. What else could we have them put over top of this beautiful background? Decals. I was hoping somebody would say that. Now look, she looks a little rough right now because that light line is a little bit wiggly. Y'all see that? See that wiggly light line? That means she's not quite flat, but not to worry. The top coats we're using, you don't even need a builder gel on here. We'll come back to that in just a second. Decals, crystals. Oh, I would love to see crystals on here. I actually, these are our medium almond nails that are in the store, our full cover nails on these ones. But I started a set of these today when I was, just playing around with my technique in different colors. I started a ballerina set of these just to throw over in the store. All right. Now we go with Ladybug Luster. I'm sorry, getting ahead of myself. My cat eye. Let's put our cat eye on. We need this cat eye to tone that pink down. Beautiful. And look, don't pull a cat eye in this. All you're going to do is just kind of push that cat eye out of the way a little. I'm almost tempted. I'm going to leave this one like this. I'm not even going to pull a cat eye in it. I want that shimmery frosty. That's what gives it the misty look to it. Let's just cure that one like it is. We'll see if it makes a huge difference or not. You have super short nails right now. You should try it. I almost, not almost. I wanted to do this on a set of short nails, but you know how your day goes. You intend to do this and then you don't quite get everything done that's on your list. Not for me anyway, because my list is always longer than what my day is. All right, a little bit of Ladybug Luster. There we go. Super thin. Don't put a heavy layer of that on there because these inks, are going to float right in the top of that. Usually you have long stilettos. Oh, yeah. Girl, you can't wear them things in volleyball season. I'm going to shake up my inks again real quick here. Oops, I keep bumping my camera. I promise I'll have that fixed. I ordered me a new video stand for that. Honey, I've about worn out all of my equipment. I'm going to have to go back and count how many lives I have done. I have done a live twice a week consecutively. I want to say since 2018 or 2019, and that doesn't include the special lives that I've done, like Foil Swatching Friday, Open Studio Week. When I tell you I've done thousands of lives with the same video stand, girl, right now, she's got Gorilla Tape on her and some super glue, and she said, Miss Tracy, I'm done. I am not coming to work no more, honey. So I had to bite the bullet and order me a new one. Oh, this is Ladybug Luster. Now go into Rosewater Haze. I'm telling you, this one really spreads. When I take this out of the bottle, I do this thing right here. So that I just get a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. About right there. I know it's been since the Rona, and I was going live even before that when I worked for Orly. Y'all remember when I worked for Orly back in the day? Yes, girl. Honey. And a little bit of gold. The metallic particles in this gold is what makes this black go crazy. It's probably one of the easiest backgrounds I've ever done. Look at there. Girl. And kind of give that just a second. Now a little acetone. Break up these heavy areas with just a little dot of acetone on your brush. And right there we go. I'm going to go ahead and cure that. Can I tell where and what? I'll do better. I'll link it for you tomorrow. I just buy mine from Amazon. Yep. I actually bought two. I bought a cheap one and I bought an expensive one just to see which one that I like the best because I'm using a cheap one. Yeah. But I have it mounted to a Glide Gear bar. The Glide Gear bar is like $200, but honey, it is worth its weight in gold for those of you that want to get into filming. Girl, yes. I love my Glide Gear bar. All right. Now we got to look at this. Let's look at our sample. How do we get this foggy? Do y'all see how misty that looks? It looks like this has been pushed into the background, doesn't it? Don't it, girl? Let me show you the trick to that. You just not gonna believe how easy this is. We need two things. We need Velvet Matte. That's the first top coat that goes on there. Then we need Artistic Matte. What's the difference in these two if they're both matte? Velvet is velvety feeling. It's got that textured feel to it. She has teeth in her. If you look at her under a microscope, she's got shark teeth that sit up. Have you ever tried to do scroll work over Velvet Matte before? Your brush skips around a lot, a whole lot. And that's the reason. It's because she's got to pull through all those little micro teeth. So we're first going to seal it with this. Then we're going to go back with Artistic Matte, which is our flat matte. It is a very smooth matte. So when we paint this scroll work on here, we don't have any dragging on our brush. Girl, I know what I'm talking about now. I know what I'm talking about. So first up, Velvet Matte. my parents were both professional painters. So when they taught me to paint, I never painted without a painting medium. A painting medium allows the paint to glide across the surface so that, your paintbrush doesn't skip. So that's the only thing I knew. That's why sometimes you will see me paint a design on nails and I've got either a little bit of top coat or base coat or something there that I'm picking up to make my brush flow really well. Yes, honey. That's the way I learned. Now we put our velvet mat on here. And honestly, I think from an artist standpoint, because I was an artist before I was a nail tech, I think from artist standpoint that we need to adapt some of the techniques in the art world into our nail art for it to be elevated before we can take it on up to that next level. All right, and now we're going to cure that. Look what that velvet mat did. It already pushed that to the background somewhat. Oh, that's all we do to make it look misty. By the time we get this second matte top coat on there, it has blurred out that background a little bit. And I'm a generous top coater. I'm not stingy with my top coat. Okay, and in we go with that one now. Why would I not skip the velvet matte? Because I need 2 coats of matte to blur out the background. And this matte is more opaque than this matte is. If I only put this on, I'm not going to get a blurred background. I'm going to get all of that right in my face. And we want that to get kind of fuzzy looking, kind of shimmery like. And now we cure. Let's make sure we don't under cure that. 60 seconds. Any other questions so far? Yeah, you got to try it. Any background you want to be blurred, you're going to have to leave it matte, and you're going to do those 2 matte top coats. Now, if you're not going to do any fine painting on here, you could just do 2 of these. But because I don't want my brush skipping around on, oh, see how tiny those are, honey? Yeah. Any other questions? Anybody? I'm going to use a combination of, I'm going to use a 00 brush and my 7mm. Let's get us a little palette here while those are cooking. Black whipped cream. Child, I tore my thumbnail all to pieces today when I was painting and curing and painting and curing. I painted lots of stuff I cured to my nail that I had to buff off. I know I'm not the only one that does that. I cannot be the only one that wears her non-dominant thumbnail with a kaleidoscope of design work on it. Hi, Cindy. How are you? Okay, here we go, GGO. We're done. Oh, look at that pretty blurred out background now. We would not get that with a shiny top coat. So just be aware, if you want to wear these shiny, you're going to need something opaque over top of these. I would probably suggest one of your pink rubber bases or one of your sheer lip gloss colors that will tone that down just a little bit. Okay. I'll take a 00 brush. 00 brush is this little beefy detail brush. I never trim my 00 brush. She's going to make a line about like that. And that's with full pressure on it. Okay. So I'm just going to do, I don't know. Let's look here. Let's put one here. You notice the pressure that I put on that brush? I almost made her lay flat. Here, press. And I'm getting that really nice glide on the surface of this nail. And maybe I'll put one right here. I don't want too many wide strokes on here, but I want enough so that I can pull my little fine lines through it. And I'm going to go ahead and cure that. The other reason I want that brush to lay down flat is if I get this on too thick, it won't cure all the way through. Oh, let's kind of go in this little open spot here. Now, whipped cream gel does not get a top coat on it unless you're using it like for outlining purposes. Very, very teeny tiny. Otherwise, if you top coat over top of your scroll work or filigree work, it makes you look like an amateur. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm doing this a little bit bigger on these so you can see on camera. This is a 00 brush, and you should see the brush strokes. Y'all see that? You should see where those little hairs are separating to lay that product down. And you see right here, let me get my pointer, where my brush has released and it didn't quite come into the middle. That's okay. Don't worry about that. That's what our fine detail is going to help perfect over here. All right, in the light we go. Do not undercure your whipped cream. You cannot flash cure her. She'll wrinkle. She'll get old and wrinkly like me. All right, 7mm. We're going to load up this little brush. You get a 7mm with your bundle tonight. And you also have a 30% coupon off on the bundle. Yes'm. Your coupon code is Swirls. Swirls. And I think she's fairly low in quantity, your bundle. Here we go, GGO. Now we're going to take this little brush, which I have trimmed, gave her a haircut. Oh, look at there. I got to move my paint over here to the right where I can see it. Right inside of there. That's a mama and baby. That's rocking in the cradle, honey. And so now what we've done, we've created some really pretty texture because we've used 2 different sizes of brushes to make this gorgeous fine detail with. I can about paint this with my eyes closed if somebody would load my brush for me, probably. Look here. But because we're going to be extra fancy, ooh, honey. And here. And look how beautiful. We can go in here. We can do a couple little piggybacks. One there. One there. We can bring this one on around and make her a big old circle like that. It's all about having control over your brush. However you hold your pencil is how you want to hold your brush. We still got room. We can go right in here and do another. And this little area over here, we could put some crystals if we want. We don't have to. We can pull this on around and connect that right there. And now we cure. Isn't she pretty? Look, before I cure, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to go over top of this that I've already painted and make just a couple more strokes. Look what that did. Do you see how it raised that up even higher? Girl, you better quit it now. I'm all up in this camera face. Mm-hmm. Look at the texture we get on there. Very, very pretty. I promise you, the reason people ask for red nails with a white snowflake is at Christmas is because they know that's a safe bet. They don't know what else to ask for. That's why you have some people that get pink and white. They only get French or they only get nude when they come to the salon. First, they don't know what else to ask for and they don't know what the nail tech can safely do that's going to turn out like they want it. You put something like this on a client's nail and you got them for life. You have that client for life. And look, this one right here, because part of this gel is wet, see? These little ones are wet. Let's pull her on around and make her hug right in there. Look how pretty that is. Yes, Sunny, it does give it more dimension, doesn't it? And now we cure that one. Don't undercure. Right, now we'll go into a little bit of paint here. And we just start painting. And for heaven's sake, you can't paint scroll work with gel polish. I'm sorry, you can. You can if you are a good scroll work painter, but it's not going to stay. Gel polish moves. So that scroll work is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You've got to have a paint that has stability to it. The viscosity of this paint is just like Cool Whip. Okay, Cool Whip is going to stay where you put her. She's got that textured sizing, that dimension to her. And she not going to fall down. Not like a spray whipped cream. We're not talking about that. We're talking about like a tub of whipped cream, Cool Whip, or fresh cream that you whip yourself. Has those stabilizers in it. And that's what you want with this. Back in the day when I first discovered scroll work, I was trying to do it with gel polish and I saw that didn't work. So then I was trying to do it with gel paint. Well, you can't do it with really gel paint and she not move either. So then I went to a gel liner. It was like getting blood out of a turnip for somebody to tell me what product I needed in order to paint the scroll work with. And finally, I found a European instructor from Brillbird, I believe it was, who said, well, this is what you need. This is what you need for that. And child, I got my hands on some whipped cream or on some embossing gel. And we started making it work. And that's back in the day when embossing gel had a tacky layer to it even. You had to wipe her. And now let's cure. Now, I will say, because of the viscosity and the texture of whipped cream, in my big lamps here, it only takes 60 seconds to cure her to a tack-free surface. If you rub over that and she feels a little bit tacky or a little bit sticky, you have not cured it long enough, or your light may be curing at a lower speed than mine is. Just take her another 60 seconds. You cannot over-cure this. As a matter of fact, the longer you cure it, the shinier she's going to get, and the shinier she will stay for the duration of the manicure. Thank you, Janice. I think this would be really pretty to double dip our brush to have some variegated scroll work in here. And if I were double dipping, I would dip in baby pink and black is how I would do my double dip. All right. And so now really easy. Look at that background versus your scroll work. You think you can do it? Who's going to try it? I know it is, isn't it? The background is just exquisite. And look, you also have to scale your scroll work according to the size nail you're doing. If I'm doing this size nail over here, obviously my scroll work would be bigger versus these little almond nails that I did where I kept the scroll work a tiny bit smaller on. Okay. There's also, now that I'm up close in the camera, I did a tiny bit of scroll work around this. This is a great design for those that can't quite paint a straight oval or that doesn't want to paint an oval. Maybe you're going to do this on multiple nails and you know that your ovals won't match. Then you can do, I call this a freeform oval. So that's really pretty too. Any questions? Now's the time to ask before I let you go. Yes, no, maybe. Let me check my, thank you. Will the ghost rubber base work? Yes, Sheila, it will. If you need to subdue out that color a little bit, put you one coat of ghost rubber base on it. It actually works very, very well. Okay, let's review the bundle. Yep. You're going to get the pink gemstone gel. That's what I used for the base. The cat eye to tone all of that down is infatuation and intrigue. That's in the bundle. Also in the bundle are 4 watercolor bloom inks, metallic white, metallic gold, the rose water, and the black. All 4 of those. You're going to get the 7mm brush that I used right here. And you're also going to get the jar of black whipped cream that I used. Where did I sit her? Here she is. All of that's in the bundle. It's $188.50 if you buy it all separately. We have a 30% coupon. Swirls is your coupon code, and you just enter that when you check out. It brings it down to, I think, $131, I believe. We have not announced Sunday's winner yet. We're getting ready to. Thank you, Bryn. I appreciate it. I'm getting ready to announce it, babe. I'm getting ready to announce it. Any other questions on the bundle or the actual nails itself? Oh, they're getting away from me. Endless color possibilities with that. Got my tongue tied. If you didn't see in the beginning, there's the purple one I did. I meant to put the white in that instead of the gold, and I got sidetracked and put the gold in her anyway. And then here is the blue one that I did. Will I do your nails? Girl, yes, come on if you insist. Lord, I know you want me to, girl, don't you? But look at these together. Even somebody said for Easter, I think these are just beautiful. So, so pretty. Right? So our winner For Sunday night's bundle, we did a drawing. Let me show you what they're going to win real quick. And they're going to get all of this. I kept it out here so I could show you. They're going to get 3 eye candies. 1, 2, 3. They're going to get a top coat. They're going to get Faint at Heart and Barely Mentioned. And they also have won all 4 of the spring whipped creams. And I'm not sure if I'm saying her last name right, but Chelsea Miracle is our winner from Sunday night. Woohoo, Chelsea! Woohoo! Is Chelsea watching? It's okay if she's not. We'll send her prize. Congratulations, Chelsea. I don't know if I've seen her pop on tonight or not. I know sometimes she is working late on Wednesday night. Now, I got to tell you about one other thing. I got to tell you about one more thing. Hold tight with me. Just hang tight, because starting Friday, we were waiting until our new app was ready for selling on before we started this. Starting Friday and every Friday after, we will have what's called, wait a minute, I got to look it up here. Hillary told me and I've forgotten it. Hold on. Feature Friday. Feature Friday. Y'all, we have some $10 product drops that will happen on Feature Fridays. We've got this Friday. You want to know what this Friday's going to be? Should I tell them, Keith? Should I tell them Feature Friday? This Friday, we have you buy any 3 eye candies and you get the 4th one for $1. That's this week's Feature Friday. This week's Feature Friday. There will be some $10 Feature Fridays. There will be buy one, get one Feature Fridays. There might be, you buy this, you get that. We want it to just kind of pop something in there that would help you guys build your collection that are working on big collections. There's several of you all that have committed and said you want to be an exclusive Queen Ladybug nail salon. So we want you to know we appreciate that. So the Feature Friday this week is you buy any 3 eye candy. Look, you can go ahead and start loading your cart, because the coupon code won't be active until midnight, or I guess you could say Thursday night, and it's only good for 24 hours. So some of our eye candies are super, super limited in quantities, and it's not going to be limited to just 4 pieces. So if you buy 6 of these, then you could get the next 2 for $1 a piece. So it's a pretty good savings. Is that bundle still available for sale? Which bundle, April? You have everything, Queen Ladybug. We're so glad, Jamie. Name of this green is Mint Condition. Mint Condition. This is a beautiful mint green. Yeah, if you saw, was this Sunday night? Yeah, this was Sunday night, wasn't it? So if you saw Sunday nights and you don't have the colors to do that with, go ahead and throw these in your cart. When I looked today, there were only, I think, 20 or 21 Smarty Pants left in inventory. Child, when it gets down to 20, you might as well say it's down to 0, because she gonna be gone. So these are the 3 colors you need for that. And then you can pick out a 4th one for only $1. Well, that was not a bundle we sold. That was just a gift. Oh, the giveaway bundle, April, wasn't one that we sold. That was the giveaway bundle, love. Yeah. Also, it's super limited in quantities right now are our summer neons. Let me grab a couple of those, because you could get that in the Friday sale. Hold on. A couple, nothing. Let me grab all of these neons. Sorry. I want to show you these. And that way I can just show you the colors. And you guys can throw these in your cart if you don't have these. Oh, child, he's so pretty. Aren't these beautiful? Yeah, I know, Kim. These are probably our #1 sellers when we go do a show for anything. Everybody is attracted to that right there. And it's because they're bright and beautiful. And this, Smarty Pants is actually in that, in with that neon series. But I'm going to give you these colors just real fast. Maybe y'all can screenshot it as we go. Cause Keith, I know he can't link all of these at once. Look at this shocking blue. I'll just hold up a couple of these. Neon Nerds and Orange in My Crush. Screenshot that real quick. Okay, we'll move on. I've already given you Smarty Pants. These are not on the neon side, but they are on the bright side. Loving the Limelight and Pop Shocks. Pop Shocks is what I'm talking about. That's not neon, but it is that bright kind of oceany blue. So grab a screenshot right there. Oh, Maria, you better grab her then. She'll be gone in this Feature Friday. And then we have Pucker Power, my main squeeze. Tropical Smoothie is our #1 selling hot pink. And Crybaby. Child, that is a shocking orange, let me tell you. That's one orange that I can wear, actually. And it's got a little bit of a red undertone to it. Look. Oh, honey. I love this one. So those two were Tropical Smoothie and Crybaby. The Feature Friday sale is you buy 3, you get 1 for $1. And then we have Tart Attack and Hubba Bubba. A Hunter Orange, yeah, it's kind of like that. Tart Attack and Hubba Bubba. We got just about 4 more. This is the color I wear all the time that people say, Miss Tracy, what have you got on? On me, it doesn't look pink, but it doesn't look red. I know you're seeing it against red, but on my skin tone, it looks a little bit red and it looks a little bit pink. This is called Wally-Pop. Wally-Pop and Jaw Dropper. And the last two, very, very popular, Sugar Plum Pop and Candy Crush. You can stock up on these for summer. We will announce the coupon code sometime tomorrow so that you can apply that as early as midnight tomorrow night. That's all of our neons. Pretty, aren't they? And look, back in the day, y'all remember when neon gel polish first came out on the scene? What did we have to do to it? I know Sunny remembers. We had to put it over what? You're welcome, Kim. We had to put it over white because neon gel polish could only be achieved as like a translucent gel polish. So anybody want to wear neon nails, if you turned them over, you saw white underneath. That's the only way it worked, didn't it? See, y'all know these are 1 coat coverage neons that do not have to go over white. Okay. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. We'll see you Sunday. Okay. Bye bye.